Yes, what's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of FCM Football Culture Movement. You already know what time it is. Sunday service is in full effect. And listen, we've got something different this week. But before we get into that, it's your host, the most, Maiwa. To my left, they call him the cult hero, the one and only, the boy wonder, Culture Cams. He's even got culture on his hat. He's branding out. That was the wrong side, bro. But it's all right. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Obviously, we've got the podcasting Pepe in the building, rocking that primo with the waviest Fuad Kadani. And listen, this week we've got a special guest. We've got someone who is, I want to call him the voice, the man with reason. We've got the one and only Arrow in the building, Liverpool representation. Round of applause. First time on the show. Red Men TV representation. Listen, Liverpool fans, I don't want to hear any complaints. We are serving you up good food. We're bringing you representation. Authentic.
This is authentic from the land.
Back to back authentic.
This is from the land.
None of these London Scousers. We're bringing you like real Scousers. But as is custom around here, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Algorithm is super important. Happy New Year as well. If we haven't greeted you before, make sure you start the year strong. You get what I'm saying? But as is custom around here, we have a tradition at FCM that we like to adhere to. Something that's special to us. It means a lot to us. And we like to give people their dues, you know? So if you're teaming out this week, did what needed to be done, overcame the opposition, got the dub, hold tight the 3-point collector. Whether you're worldwide,
there's no 3-point collectors in this building.
There isn't.
I want to say something. This is FCM history. Because there's been many times when there's been no 3-point collectors. Literally last week, no 3-point collectors. But this is the first time a 4-man table has been with no 3-point collectors. So we've made history today. So we started off 2005 with history, man. Legendary moment.
Hold tight the participants as well, though, man. It takes two to tango. You don't know what time it is. We've got a lot to get through. I can see the super chats coming already. I can see regulars in here. And we're going to dissect as much as possible the time we have. But listen, as I said, like, share, subscribe. Algorithm. There's only one place to start. Super Sunday fixture, the big one. United versus Liverpool. A game that United fans wanted called off. They said the weather, the snow, it's not safe for the fans. But I feel like the feeling before and after the game is probably completely different. Culture Cams, talk to me. How do you feel about the result in the moment right now? And then we'll get into your perspective, everyone, talk about performances. But how do you feel about the result? Obviously, it was a four-match losing streak going into this game. Yeah. You're going into the belly of the beast against a team that are, you know, they don't show mercy. Yeah. Going to Anfield in the snow. But to come away with a draw, 2-2, and arguably potentially have chances to win the game.
Amarin's unbeaten in 2025 Do you know what I mean? Pick up Amarin, unbeaten running.
Coming. Now, do you know what? I feel it's a weird one because going into the game, I would have taken a draw. You know what I mean? I would have taken a draw. And I even said on my YouTube, I said, if Manchester United get a result, I would do a forfeit of the fans' choice, of the supporters' choice. And there was one that I agreed with, which is I would say that I would do an eulogy on why Mo Salah is better than Thierry Henry. And then that's how much I didn't think we're going to get a result. But here we are, we got a result. And do you know what? I'm actually kind of disappointed. I'm actually walking away from Anfield a little bit disappointed. I think we could have won that game, bro. You look at the chance at the end with Maguire. Of course, Van Dijk had a chance as well. Listen, but I'm talking about the context of the game. You know, it wasn't a game where it's, oh, we're backs against the wall, snatch and grab. We gave it to Liverpool today. We actually competed toe to toe with Liverpool. And it's always a talk like, you know, if you go band for band with Liverpool, you're going to get 5, 6. It wasn't a game like that. We were pretty controlled. We kept possession and we built up. And I think with Rasmus Højlund's chance, we should have scored earlier in the game. And at the end, you know what I mean? It's 2-2. Xerxes puts the pass. I don't think it was the greatest pass, but I think he made the right decision. Some people are saying shoot, but he made the right decision. But the pass quality wasn't that good. But Maguire still got to get that on target. Surely. So I'm walking away from the game. How did I end the game? I ended the game on the floor with my hands in my hand. That's how much I thought we could have won it. So in a way, I'm disappointed, but I'm also proud of the team as well, man, honestly.
Yeah.
There was a dagger there. Make no mistake.
You were saying that.
I was saying it for like the last 10-15 minutes. There was a dagger.
Yeah.
I was screaming for a Nunes dagger because you said it would have fed families for a long time. Like he needed that. We needed that. And look, on the balance of play, when you deep it, I think Man United, they stuck to the task today. You know, there's been a lot of questions about, you know, their mentality, the ability, the players. Are they able to fit into the system? Have they got the right balance at this moment in time? And they're far from the finished article, but they're playing a Liverpool team that are on up. The trajectory, we know where we're going. We know what the aim is this season. Liverpool, the players know that they're setting the stall out early. We want to win this league now. So from a team's perspective of wanting to win the league, did we do enough today? Absolutely not. There was a lot of below par, you know, performances, and we'll unpack it. We'll get into certain players, I'm sure. But I think we will. He can't wait for that. But no, when you were on like, you know, trying to be objective and look at, you think, you know, the draw is a fair result. At the end, I would have happily got that game called off and just moved it down the road. But I think when I look at it from the way the weekend's panned out, it's not the worst result in isolation.
You're not disappointed though that you did not capitalise on Arsenal, because I think this is the second time that Arsenal have dropped points and you guys haven't?
Yeah. We haven't done it as well.
You haven't maxed out.
I mean, but
you still got the game in hand.
We've still got the game in hand. We've still got a gap. So it's not one of those moments where Liverpool fans need to lose the shit and lose their heads in any way, shape or form. But this is the biggest game for us of the season. I don't care. I'll be real. I don't care where Man U are. Man U can be in a relegation battle for. They are still our closest rivals. They are the team that I want to get the dub over every single time. So the fact that we didn't, I'm disappointed. And I think the players, the thing for me is, I've said it a number of times, Man U have got this knack for dragging Liverpool down to their level. If we can't play out, you said there, you go toe to toe with Liverpool and you're gonna get popped off the park. It doesn't work like that. From a Liverpool fan perspective, it doesn't work like that. We get dragged down to your level more often than we overcome that little bit of adversity. And I think that is a shock that Slot hasn't experienced yet. So it's a little bit of a wake-up call for him in some respects. But I still think there was an opportunity there for us to make that statement. Too much complacency though. That's what the nature
of it seemed like you lot didn't almost get out of like second gear. It felt like at times, and it was like individual moments that were kind of getting you the equaliser through the game, and it was weird. I don't know how you lot managed to do it.
It's credit to us, man. I think it's credit to us.
I remember you lot used to have the knack against us against City a while back, and FA Cup semis. Now you think about it, FA Cup semi as well. I remember, and I'm just like, how do these jammy lot always able to just pull it out in a game like this?
There's two parts. We always say that derby games, big games, form goes out the window a little bit. And last week you kind of playfully said that's not the case anymore with where United are. But there has been a lot made of the whole United and training session thing. And Amarin came in and said, listen, the more training sessions I get, the more I'm going to be able to get these guys to understand my identity. Apparently there were training sessions this week where you actually could do
First full week.
And you looked at the performance, there was a lot of people that they looked a bit more comfortable in what they're doing, or the ideas that came forward. If we're looking at performances, Bruno's performance was arguably one of the best he's done for a long time. Martinez's performance, even away from the goal, good performance. It shows that for the United fans that are saying that we need to stick with this, there is potential upside.
Look, the thing is, we showed ourselves against Man City as well, spirited performance. I think Arsenal, I think it was spirited, but at the same time, we didn't really offer anything going forward, right? But we showed the compactness. We showed we can make it difficult. Arsenal scored 2 set pieces, dunked on us or whatever. However, this is Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool. 3 of the best teams in the league that I've just said, right? Yeah. And we've shown something. I don't know if we haven't played you under Amarim yet, but it's the games against the lower teams. It's the games against the lower teams. So one thing we're seeing is, okay, we can sit up against these bigger teams and we can maybe get a result. But against the lower teams, when you have to have the onus to go and win the game, when you have to be the ones to show that level of quality, we don't do it yet. But I think in a game like this, I think we walked into it. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about Liverpool are going to smash us.
Do you think it's a pride thing, though?
It's a pride thing, because as much as you lot are saying that Liverpool maybe didn't get out of gear, United were playing with our hearts out, bro. Yeah. Ugarte today, my goodness, bro. Hey, yo, this guy's ball recovery, yo. All NBA, all first team defense, bro. First team. I'm telling you, this guy is clamping. Bruno's performance today, as you mentioned, not only was it spirited, bro. Bruno was dribbling. Bruno, I've never seen Bruno dribble in my life. Bruno was dribbling. Bruno was getting about. He was sending passes across the pitch.
Little
reverse one to Martinez. Kobe started the game pretty poorly, sloppy passes, grew into it, and then you saw a level of control. And that's the one thing about Man United, right? And Amorim said, this team needs to be better at controlling, because emotional control and on the pitch, we lose our heads too much. And we almost lost it when you guys went 2-1. Maguire had that little foul to Salah, I think it was. Yeah. We started fighting, pushing, and I was like, "Ooh, this could turn here." Yeah, it might go 3.
But it looked like Liverpool were going to go through the gears at that
But
point.
then we calmed ourselves down, and that's why, for me, it's a massive credit to us. I think, as much as Liverpool maybe didn't give, and we'll talk about some individual performances, I genuinely think that we kind of forced that. I'm not going to lie.
You speak on a couple there. I felt like you lot went down that left-hand side as well. There was like a point in the game where you lot realised, we're having some success down this side. Send it to Dalot. And Dalot, who this season hasn't really been at the races. This was one of them games. But then on the other side, you had Trent, who obviously the past couple of weeks they've been talking about talks of Madrid, potential, January's now approached. He's open to talk to it. Did today look like one of them games where you felt like his head wasn't in it? Because obviously this past week, as I imagine, he's probably had to deal with a lot of stuff online as well. But do you felt like that's maybe had a knock-on effect? Sorry, what does that say? My eyesight is horrible.
Slot said that Trent was playing bad due to Gravenberch and the quality of Dalot, who isn't even a left back.
Gravenberch, I don't know. Please do the head.
Whoa.
Protect Trent.
Protect the breadwinner.
Protect.
He's too busy rolling Kobe. I know you saw that a couple times.
Kobe had him today. He had it one moment, but Kobe had it today. I don't know.
Listen, you leave Grav alone, yeah? We'll talk to you about Trent.
The way I frame it is the fact that, like, Trent has never been in this situation before. Like, as a professional, he's had every opportunity with Liverpool to be on that pathway to become a Liverpool legend and a great. And for whatever reason, and obviously because of the talent and the level that he's operated at for a number of years now, Madrid are in his ear. And there are not many clubs like that in world football that once they kind of get into your ear and they get into your psyche, the walls seem to start caving in. And I think it's more about a mentality thing, and not necessarily like, has he got the mentality to play at a club like that, or has he got the mentality to prove himself, but it's just that I'm not used to this is alien to me. This noise around me and me being under the spotlight, not just purely for the footballing side of things, but my application and my future, it's never seemed to be a question. Everyone's knew that I've been loyal to Liverpool and to my boyhood club, so in today's game, it was very noticeable that his head wasn't there. And again, I think that is probably as a byproduct of the noise that has happened this week. It is going to become more increasingly, because, man, you targeted him. You said it before, Dalot being on that side. It was a plan. There was a game plan there to set out, and it was, if we can get in his head early enough, we can unsettle him and we can unnerve him. And one of Trent's good, his best qualities is what he does when he's on the ball and getting us forward. And when he's not really putting the balls into the box, he's not really setting anything up, he's not creating opportunities. It's always then you look at the defensive frailties from him sometimes, and I think he was exposed. And you might say, Konate just coming back from an injury as well, probably not really up to the full fitness.
Shaky today,
a little bit better, just so
closing down the cross,
closing down that space, being a little bit more aggressive, which he's normally the firefighter for us. So Trent's got him to rely on in that respect. And I'd say more Konate than the Gravenberch thing, because they've got that partnership of understanding that if Trent's going to wander a little bit, Konate is going to hold fort.
Is that a little bit of a concern though for the rest of the season, in terms of you've got the strong title charge now ahead of you? We're halfway point of the season. Champions League, you're sitting at the top of it as well, and then midway through the season, one of your key players as well, let's not forget, is now having this kind of mental wobble.
But that's why Madrid are the biggest club in the world, because they can just destable anything. Everything they can do it to your boyhood. Let me explain.
I remember though Cristiano, for example, when United came after him, he kind of ignored that. The next year, he got forced to stay on, I think, one more year. Went on to have his Ballon d'Or year, basically. That kind of mentality to still play through the noise. And because, bro, second half of the season is long, bro. You remember last year, you were involved in the title race till game week 30 or something. And then just fell away. You're 6 points ahead, one game in hand. I don't know if... I want to see a bit more mental resiliency
but
there.
I think it's what you said, though. With that, there was a decision made that stay for 1 year. With the Trent situation, there's never been a clear idea of what's going to happen. So when Madrid come January the 1st, we're offering, It's like, hold on, we've not heard from Trent. We're hearing from Madrid. Then you get everyone start saying that.
Mbappe scored 50 goals last season when he was going from Madrid.
No, but Mbappe's one. It's like Mbappe was like, I'm going. It's like nothing's been said about I'm going. There's not been any indication apart from a bid, and then now fans are saying, well, he's not come out saying he wants to be here. Everything that I hear from Liverpool fans is saying he's not said he wants to stay. He's not signing a contract.
But he's never publicly put any of his contract situations out there. But there's never been the allure or the pull of a Real Madrid trying to tempt him at the same time.
And that's why the tension point is probably. I mean, we don't speak to, we don't know the guy, but it's very possible that all of that happening, that you've got a big game like this. It can start to unfold.
Are we ignoring the fact that all week Liverpool fans were abusing him? Are we ignoring that side of things?
It's all unfolded.
It's not all about because he's because of the Real Madrid thing. This guy spent all week getting called Judas. If he goes, he's not a legend. This guy's put his life into Liverpool for 20 years. This guy won a Champions League. He's won everything with Liverpool. Boyhood player, as you're saying. All week he's been getting blasted about Judas, something, bro. Even in my comments when I'm talking about, people are telling me where Trent's mum lives. Come on, bro. Like, is this not gonna affect a player? These guys are humans as well. You know what I'm saying? Abuse happens in all clubs, but I'm just saying, like, straight after, then you're going into a Liverpool game, a Liverpool versus Man United game. It's a massive game. Yes, I agree with what you're saying, the spotlight, but let's not forget that side of things. He could have walked on the pitch thinking, after all I've done for you, man. Yeah, but this is how you, man.
You think you could do this shit to me? I have you playing in Europa League, babe.
Trust me, you man enjoy Conor Bradford.
My original point.
Because the same thing has happened to Steven Gerrard in the past.
With Chelsea,
it's the same guy. And Real Madrid.
He didn't like it though. He didn't like it.
He didn't like it. No, he didn't like it. But at the same time, you kind of got to understand that. To your point, the mentality aspect of it, for every game like where he dropped the stinker today. Call a spade a spade. Trent was not on job today. He dropped the stinker. So for every game that there is today, there's a game like West Ham. So it's about trying to now strike that balance and having good people in his ear now, because this is the crunch time now. At the end of the day, you don't want to be the reason that Liverpool's season gets derailed. At the end of the day, you're a vice captain in that sort of capacity. You're in the captain's the group. You are a leader within that group now. You're a senior player. You've been there, as you said, you've won it all. So you need the right people in your ear now, promoting the right message for you to say, right, just get on track, keep your head down, because the noise ain't going to stop. So the only thing you can do is keep putting it in on the pitch until you come to that decision, and then you make it public. But right now, what's happening, I think from a Trent perspective, especially in January, the best thing that he could come out and say after the week that he's had, after the match, would be, look, my future will be decided in the summer.
Facts.
Boom. As soon as he comes out with that one line, he says it to Sky, he says it to Jamie Carragher, whoever he says it to, my future will be decided in the summer. Real Madrid can chat. It's just chat and breeze. Exactly. You're pissing in the wind, bro.
Slotter's dealt with all the contract talk for the season, where he just said, bro, I'm not talking about it. That's all going to be dealt with behind closed doors. Do you think, though, speaking on what you said, where you can kind of see all throughout the week he's been getting, is it then on Slot to maybe see that before the game? And then maybe put in
on another day when Bradley's available, when he's not just coming back from injury. I agree completely. Take him out a little bit and protect him.
But then I don't know, because at the end of the day, this is one of the big games, and I think with Trent, right, one of the big things with Trent as well, as you mentioned, is Trent can maybe not have a great game, but on the ball he's always going to give you something.
Bradley played against Real Madrid though, Arkin.
I know,
Bradley played. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the levels.
100%. All up north. He did, and of course when he came on today,
much bigger than that Champions League.
When he came on today, I thought he was about to snatch Trent's chain, and he took the early shot. I was like, okay, you really want this, but again, like, it's still Trent, and it's one of those things where with all of this going on, if you then take him out against a game United, everyone start going, why have you done that? It's even more talking. So like, I think Trent's he's a model professional. He's always going to try and give his best. His thing now is similar to Liverpool. We drew the game. We wanted to win the game. Next game, and we'll talk about it a bit later with Spurs, we've got to go out there and smoke these guys. Let's get into the family.
There's more noise about him now, though, because he's now just had a poor game.
100%.
So it's like how we're having this conversation about his head. Is it the abuse? Is it this or is that? It's going to carry on because you're not going to be annoyed because you didn't get the 3 points. You know what I'm trying to say? So we'll see what happens with him. But I do think there's a lot of factors that would have went into that performance as well.
But there was some real quality.
But hasn't all the chat, this season been that Slot's improved him defensively, right?
Yeah.
And that was looking, so...
And just while you're just touching on Slot there, I think from a Liverpool's perspective, and I don't know if any of you have watched this, any of you watched The Wire? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So you just let me land on this, because second half, what Slot does for Liverpool, to me, Slot is... I liken him to a Marlowe Stanfield from The Wire. Bro, real talk. No, because in the sense that he's come now, he's fresh, straight into the league. He's trying to make his impression and put his stamp on things. He said, "Yo, my name is my name, and the brick is going up. So let's run it."
I want you to put the word out.
Yeah,
back up.
Yeah. But he's literally doing that, because look, make no mistake. Pep is Avon Barksdale. He's had the towers. He's been doing his thing, bro. He's been on it. No, but true, bro.
I love this.
He has been doing it. He's had the towers. He's had the 4P. He's been there and he's done it. Arteta now, you know what I mean? Well, even Klopp was like a prop Joe. Big personality, talker. He had his little thing and he made do with what he had. He knew he could never really compete with Avon on that side of things. And then you've got a man like Arteta.
Putin.
No. Arteta string a bell, bro. He's trying to come in.
He
fought.
Nice.
No. Do you know why?
You
know why? Because he thought as soon as the downfall of Avon goes, I'ma snake my way back to the top. But it wasn't to be, because Marlowe was hot on his heel. I said, you know what? I'ma come in.
I've got a comment.
So let me tell you.
Let me read this comment. Let me read this comment for you. This comment from Adnan says, "Man said Amarin is Omar then."
Ooh. Omar coming! Get out! Hey, big man! Coming! Everyone's right, bro. What's the shot?
Hey, don't kill me.
Hey, big up Adnan for that comment. That's good knowledge. I like that. Yeah. What's Ange?
Ange is one of the guys running with Omar. Open up.
Was Michael B. Jordan's character?
Obviously,
let me go through super chats quickly, and then we go to performance. So, this, I don't know why your name is Jesus Christ, but anyway, it says teams need to attack through that right side. Salah and Trent are awful defensively. I see it every week. We've got one from Ash that says Trent can't play up this whole Madrid thing by staying silent all week, then drop a disgraceful performance like that. Focus on your team, please. Slazy says black man on a Scouse accent, funny but big up. They've not seen this before. They're only used to the Londons.
It's a real thing.
Owen says Liverpool can win the league since Arsenal's win mentality is non-existent, but Trent can go on a plane to Madrid tomorrow and F off.
See? And they want him to perform for you.
Mike says Amarin finally got a full week of training, and with these man, and look at the difference. Probably our best performance at Anfield since the LVG win. We've got Atletico, which says give 66 to Mamadashvili when that guy leaves.
Nah, that's
you guys got no respect.
Retire that number,
how come there's no let's have a conversation about Salah today?
Can you let me read the rest of the
I was gonna say. Go,
Bronzy says, did Bruno turn into Rui Costa? The fuck was this guy on? I think he's bigging him up.
He was hooping.
Aaron Paul K says, run a poll. Who deserves more credit for the Liverpool performance so far this season, Slot or the players? What's your perspective on that?
Again, more to the point of what I was kind of alluding to before. I think my thing from when Slot came and was appointed,
he took the product and made it hot.
Yeah. I turned around to people and said, "Yo, like his job, he hasn't been given a budget. You can talk about cliches. To me, that's a non-existent. That's a non-runner. You know what I mean? That's dead food. Like he turned around and his job was to be a head coach. So I knew from that. We haven't got a manager, because no manager's going to come to Liverpool and say, I'm not going to work with no budget. You're going to have to get me the players that I want. He was prepared to work with the team that Jurgen had left from. So my thing was, when I've spoke to anybody on any of the shows that I've done, is Slot's objective is to get an extra 5 to 10% out of those players, because as you said before, we was in a title race last year. So game week 30, 31, we was there.
And the body started dropping.
And then we dropped off. So it was fine margins, and how do we get the extra 5, 10% out of certain players and hopefully elevate? And he's done that. We've already mentioned Trent defensively has, on the whole, been better this season. The likes of Gakpo looks completely different. Now he's being utilised in that proper position where he wants to be out wide. He wants to touch that, hug that touchline and then cut in. Yeah. Even players like McAllister and Gravenberch, for example, a bona fide 6 now. Yeah. You look at him and you think you've probably been the best midfielder in the league so far this season. Yeah. So he has done his job for me. The players have responded well, and it comes down to their ability as top professionals. But I think Slot's ability to get more out of these players has gone really under the radar so far this season.
No, good shot. Got a few more here. AJ says Xerxes is the Ben Simmons of football.
Yo.
Senab B3 says, I need the United fans to stop acting like all the Old Trafford didn't boo Xerxes off the pitch last week.
And what did I say about that? I said it was nasty. I said they shouldn't have done that. I said that was cowardice because they wouldn't do it to Rasmus Højlund, who, by the way,
had a stinker.
What was he again today?
Had a stinker.
The one thing that Man United need to do this January, no summer,
Victor
get
Osimhen.
me a number 9. Get me a number 9 because I genuinely felt like we were playing with 10 today.
Yeah.
And when it did have the opportunity to go and score, what happened? Absolutely, Mr. Sitter. Listen, a lot of people talk about service and this and that and XG chances. Bro, we send the ball in so many times. He's either nowhere near it, or when he is near it, he's not set. He's bobbling. Van Dijk. Honestly, Van Dijk was looking at him today like, why are you always on the floor? Like, what are you doing?
Did you see the one before halftime as well, where Bruno gets the ball on the left? He plays it to the near post, and he goes and makes a run behind him.
Said,
bro, what's your football IQ saying? What the hell is going on?
You know it's tapped when Bruno's got every right to be shouting.
100%.
My biggest takeaway when I look at United is, United in history, when you think of United forwards and attackers, you can't be a shy guy. You can't be timid. You've got to be so confident in yourself. You almost have to be delusional. You have to be cocky. It's the DNA of what that club is. And at the moment, they've got two.
Wasn't that what the whole celebration was about?
No, but even that's still too shy. Like, you look at the way he played.
1 week promo, man. I tried to push it for him. I tried to push it to the moon for him. You see that again? I tried to take it to the moon for him. He didn't. He couldn't deliver, man.
With the
trademarking and everything after one performance.
And I understand that they're both young. I understand that the team's not in the best of moments, but there's a certain cloth of material that you need to be United forwards. And at the moment, I'm looking at those two and I think they probably don't have it. You need an arrogant striker. You need one of them sort of like I remember Igalo days where Igalo wasn't the best striker in the world. But you knew that he was going to be confident.
Was Cavani there them times when Igalo was there?
A little bit after, but yeah, Cavani.
There was always a level of confidence in what was happening.
They've had senior
players,
bagsmen around them. Your kids are learning on the job right now, and you've got no one to look and turn to be like, all right, so what do I, not even necessarily bail us out, what do I do in this position?
In this position, what do I do?
And it's like,
Zlatan or something.
When you've had those moments, and you might do that in training, and the next minute, your guy who's your strike partner turns around and says, yo, you make that run to the front post.
And the problem is even those around him, Garnacho, young. Diallo, young. It's like
they're all young. And that's all right if you're going to go run a youth project and you're not going to set the bar all the way up here. But as you're saying there, these are Man United.
Do you know what the crazy thing is? I feel like right now, though,
2 and 3 goals.
I was going to say, right now, I don't feel like United fans are even asking for much. They're just asking you to do
just
the
to hold
basics
the ball.
right, bro.
Just touch the ball.
It almost seems like he can't do the basics right. I think 18 months gone by now. I don't know if he's the type of player who can maybe turn it around or if he has the character to.
Midway through the season, your striker's got 2 league goals. You're starting number 9. Like
RB Leipzig awaits.
Come on, bro. This is what I'm saying. Come on, and as he said, we're not asking for much. Man United are asking
30 mil plus Sesko.
We're asking just control the ball. You know what I mean? Okay, Konate's on your back. Can you just control it, bounce it off? That's all you're asking for. You're not asking for every time the ball comes, you're on the floor, or every time the ball comes, your touch is terrible, or aerially you're literally rendered useless in the air. He doesn't do anything in the air. So those are concerning things, and a lot of people look and say the profile. But I'm like, now we're just starting to know. Now we got to look at the basics. Exactly. What about the foundation? And it's not there.
A lot of people were saying as well that he would flourish under Amarin's system because of
Gyökeres.
Yeah, because what he was doing with Sporting. But I don't really see the similarities. I'm glad that you can.
It's racism. It's like someone saying that you're just looking at 2 big black guys and assuming that they're going to play the same. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's facts.
Let me go to the rest of these. Atletico says Trent also played like this against Fulham. Beanie says, can we speak about Euro? I beg.
That was a brilliant. Back tackle was brilliant, isn't it?
How soon do you reckon he starts?
Euro,
he starts.
I mean, he started games.
But he has a fully fledged.
But he has started some games against Spurs. Wasn't the best game. Remember, he let guys run on beyond him. Arsenal, somebody posterized him. Who was it? I can't even remember. You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
One of their goals. Somebody does it.
I didn't see it.
I honestly think that like you got to manage it because you can kill people. You can kill players very quickly, especially the young ones. If Euro comes in, we're in this relegation battle. Everyone's looking at it like, hold on a second. You were meant to be a big money signing to transform us.
Yeah,
that's how people have expectations these days. You can kill him before he even gets started. You know what I mean? So I think he's trying to just manage it and see what he can do there.
The Premier League, especially centre backs, aren't given developing grace periods, bro.
Because they get memed.
That's the one area. That's the one area.
Cooked. Yeah, I feel like strikers. You look at Højlund now, 18 months. So you could say maybe
Nunes in the same
thing. Jackson, he's given time to develop. Centre backs, you're not given that time.
You're right. But on the flip side of it, if you think about it, and again, I know it's different because Manchester United. If you look at some of the top performing centre halves this season. Flipping Bournemouth's 2 centre halves, so what 19 and 20. I know, but I'm saying in terms of
Manchester United,
I understand, and that's the first thing I said. But in terms of the quality, like if you're of quality, like it's not we're talking that this guy's gonna sink.
Like, I mean,
he's not gonna sink. I think he's got the quality.
You could sink.
I think he's got the quality. I think right now, more than anything else, from Manchester United's perspective, it's the balance. That defensively, that is where you've got the seniority. You mentioned before, you've got the Ahmed, you've got the Garnachos, you've got the young strikers. If you're going to have so many young players, to have another young player, you've got a spine of youth. And if you're in a bad moment, you can ruin that.
Amarim said spoil that. Amarim's presser this week was because obviously I think we've like triggered like a +1 in Maguire's thing, and he said, we need as many leaders as we can. This team haven't got any leaders. So I'm guessing, look, De Ligt was Ajax captain. He's played at Bayern Munich. He's played at Juventus. Played internationally, World Cup, Euros, whatever. So he's probably thinking we need as much leadership out there as possible. So I think Euro's going to play enough games, but I don't know if this season he's going to be like a fully fledged starter while we're trying to just figure things out. Yeah.
Quickly, last few ones. Parklife Manager says, can't lie, without VVD today, we would have... United would have scored more. Yeah, we also have another one which says...
Højlund gives everyone their career nights, mate. I saw Højlund give Kivio his career night. The week afterwards, Arsenal fans were saying he can't play Prem. I was like, hold on, he just looked up my striker in the Prem. What are you talking about, bro?
Conor O'Reilly says, can we...
Draguzin gave him a flipping... Draguzin, since he linked Højlund, has been the worst defender in the league.
Archie Gray is looking at Draguzin. Archie Gray is holding Draguzin's trousers up for him right now, bro.
That's Vujanic. We need to admit. That's not Dragusin.
I agree.
We got finessed by Genoa. They sent us Dragusin. Sorry, they never sent us Dragusin. They sent us Vujanic. I promise you.
You're taking the piss. Put him in goal. You should put him in goal then. You should put him in goal instead of the High School Musical.
His natural position.
Yeah, but instead of the High School Musical, then you should put him in goal.
Man, Brandon.
Allow Brandon. He done well yesterday, man. He done his thing, man.
Conor O'Reilly says, can we discuss that thug that is Nunes? If Bruno and Leach did that, they'd be lynched. Also, a moment for Euro's tackle. Get the lead out of here.
Hey, I love Leach's goal though. I can't lie. Proper strikers finished that.
That was what
Højlund should have done when he got the chance.
That was a Ryan Giggs roofer against Arsenal.
Slammer.
Proper. Yeah. That's what you got to do. Just put your foot through it, bro. What?
Nothing.
What?
I didn't say anything.
You got that look on your face.
I didn't say anything. Why am I looking at
me? Nonsense.
Let's keep moving on. Is there anything else you want to discuss from this game in particular? So, obviously, you stopped losing the streak. Who have you got next?
Well, Arsenal in the Cup, FA Cup.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about to go into the Emirates, having shown that another big game, you can score goals, you can get performance?
Look, I think, as I said, against Arsenal, I think it was a game last time where it was fairly comfortable in open play. I think so. They scored their set pieces, and after that, they had like a chance or two. But I think in the general game, it wasn't that nervy. I was at that game. Like, it wasn't that nervy. I was chilling watching that match. So let's see what happens. I think Arsenal will rotate. We will probably do a little bit of rotation, but not too much, I don't think. So it'll be a good game. I'm going to be there as well. So, yeah, man, looking forward to it.
Before we move on from Liverpool, Langby says, speak on the smoke stinker before the fluke pen.
Accreditation.
Speak on the smoke stinker before the fluke pen.
No, wait, hold on. You might have to move on. Whoa.
No,
whoa, hold on. Because last week, you guys were coming and saying, it's time to have a conversation about Salah. Why are we not doing that this week? He just equaled on Reed, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
So why
Should
we
we
not
run a plus?
So why we not having a let's have a conversation about Salah. Thoughts on his performance today? Thoughts?
Performance-wise, he was off the boil for me. I don't think he was as dominant as he has been. I think it's a stark contrast from West Ham. He ran the show against West Ham the other day, and you was mocking the dribbling and all the rest of it. But he might not look aesthetically pleasing on the eye, but he's effective as fuck. And I think my thing from Salah's perspective is, and where I'll give him the prop, how many years has the Prem been in action now? How many strikers have been in the Prem? What he does, he makes it look easy, and it's not. There will be pro footballers that have been in the game, retired now, tell you it is not easy to be consistent 8 seasons on the bounce. So he's a freak in that respect. But in big games, you said it before, big games, Salah will pop up now, you 1-1, you're back in it, Salah, he will find a way to do something, and it was the penalty today. Sometimes that's it, and it's to have those nerves, because you see Onana, you see the way Onana's trying to fight, and trying to take the ball, and he's trying to fight and trying to get into his head. Salah doesn't let none of that distract from what he needs to do. He puts it in the corner where you keep him dive the right way, he's gonna end nowhere near
in the corner. That was in the corner,
bro.
That was in the corner.
Pull up a replay.
Wet gloves. Onana should have got that, bro. That was wet gloves, bro. Nana should have got that hole, bro. What are you talking about?
But I think after he pinned, it was Dalot in the first half, innit? Dalot gets the yellow card. Once he pins him there, we need to, the way that Man U targeted Trent, we needed to be, savvy, use the dark arts, target Dalot the same way.
They were leaving him 1v1 with Dalot all the time, and I was like, bro, you've got space to actually
that one opportunity,
but the pass just wasn't coming off, and the final ball weren't coming off today.
What do you think about him being called Digger Smoke?
I don't like that.
Why don't you like it? Because Liverpool fans have been...
You're talking to a guy, by the way, who hosts a show called The Eye Test. So for him, it's all about how it looks in the eyes. And
listen, what is wrong with calling him the Gusmo? Right, because Liverpool fans have been mentioning me all week. What is wrong with calling him the Gusmo? Well, he just leveled Henry on stats.
Yeah, okay,
right?
That's fine, right? Let me put it to you this way.
Yeah.
You're drawing a thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Your eye test is telling you, oh, she's bad. 10-10. She can't cook. She's got no motivation. She not do nothing for you. She ain't going to try and push you on to do anything for yourself. You stay with your thing. What are you doing? Would you not rather have a team that is consistently there, cooking, cleaning, every...
Nah.
you know what I
would like... No. Go on. No, because it'll be the other way around. No, the 10 out of 10 is everything else.
What was that answer?
10 out of 10 is everything else. Like, it doesn't mean if you're a 10 out of 10, you can't do the other things. The GOATs are 10 out of 10s and can do everything. You get me? Salah, you're the smoke. You can put the stats down, and that's great. You are the greatest stat man, and we'll see at the end of the season, but you are the greatest stat man in Premier League history. What is wrong with that? That's an achievement.
Okay, but what can he not do then? Because you're saying that they can do everything. What is it that Salah can't do?
There's many things that he can't do. He can't control games. He can't control games.
He ran West Ham last week.
He's an okay dribbler.
He ran West Ham.
Hold on, he's an okay dribbler. Well, he's an okay dribbler.
Let him land.
He's an okay dribbler.
He's never addressed
this.
He can't control games.
He can't control games. He's an okay dribbler. He doesn't perform through 90 minutes regularly. He's often just pops up in moments. Is that fair to say? Is that fair to say?
At that age of
he's got one goal in the final.
Do you expect him at the age of 32, 33 to still be running games for 90 minutes straight?
No, that's why I said I've seen what I need to see. Greatest stat man of all time. Nothing else can. You can never be the GOAT. But that's what I'm saying.
That's the nastiness that's blurring.
It's not though.
You have sand in there. At the age of 32, 33, where instead of respect for him still being able to be this fit, be
and I have consistently,
said that. consistently making a difference, but instead you want to say no, forget all of that. Just because you got numbers, you
can't be the GOAT, but you could be the Gusmo. No, that's what I'm saying.
Because this is what he's doing here. He's trying to act like basically, if we disagree with the smoke thing, we're essentially saying he's the GOAT, and nobody's saying he's the GOAT. We're just saying stop minimizing.
No, but you're saying
stats.
that he can be
the way you get stats. How do you get stats?
Cam, can I ask you a question?
How do you get those stats?
There's a lot of things that contribute to stats.
One of the things you mentioned,
circumstances.
One of the things you mentioned is the finals thing. Obviously, I'm not doing compare and contrast.
You think Henry because Henry ain't scored?
No, I'm just saying purely because this is the person who's equal in the Premier League.
But guess what?
That's what someone would say.
Henry's got a couple man of match performances in finals. Go and watch it. See, this is what happens. In performances fade in life, and people would then start using that slander. Mo Salah, what was that? Well, he got the one goal. It was the penalty in the final, right, against his performance. Any of you don't remember it? Anyway,
I never watched that.
We don't want to take too long. So on my channel, I'll tell you guys why Salah's better than Henry as part of my forfeit. As part of my forfeit, I'll tell you why he's better than Henry.
Do you have any other business from this game before we move on?
Just want to big up Gakpo. That finish was unbelievable. Unbelievable finish. And that was the first time where I felt like Liverpool really should have put the foot down. Brilliant finish though.
He's arrived finally, innit?
Yeah, not half.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So mad how like misprofiling can almost derail your career. This guy was masquerading in left centre.
Almost saying for
bro, they had him as a number 8, number 9, false 9, 10, all types of nonsense. Just because he's tall, let's get him in the centre of the pitch. Come on, man. Put my boy on the wing and let him do his thing, man. Cook!
Right, let's go into Arsenal. Interesting week for the North London. We've got to be careful, you know where we are.
Boy,
Don Robbie might just appear from the ground. Do you get me?
Notice how Don Robbie don't crash our shows no more. Once upon a time, that front door used to burst open, boom, belly first, then he walks in.
Fucking Phantom tax, Robbie tax.
Yo, for real, Robbie used to come try to tax us, bro.
Robbie tax, you know.
My word. Not the result they would have wanted. A lot of controversy in that. I think the main headline is they probably think it's points dropped. There is the Saliba penalty. Of course, there's the Ethan Ranieri injury as well. Apparently, Don Robbie just cancelled his show tomorrow.
I think he's saying cancel
our show. He's cancelled
our show. Oh, man.
Hey, I'll pop out. I'll be at weekend roundup. He's crashed. See me tomorrow at weekend roundup.
Hey, listen. No, not goal. Whoever's out there, listen, BR, listen, free agency, but not the result they would have wanted. And obviously, in retrospect, they probably look at this game against United now and thinking, damn, if we had won our game, what that would mean. Guess the question I'll pose to all of you is, what do you make on Arsenal right now? Because we do a lot of talking week on week on where things are. But one thing that's really coming to mind for me is there's a lot of Arsenal fans saying that we are not as good as we were last year. And every season, you go into the season as a fan, as a club, being like, we want to be better than we were the season before. Why not Arsenal better than they were last year? I think it's safe to say they're not, right?
No way.
Have they done anything to improve themselves to be better than last year?
They signed Raheem Sterling, Calafiori and Moreno, innit?
So, no. So then, arguably, at what point do we assess that Arsenal did not do enough to make them go in the direction that they need to go in?
We said it in September, bruv.
September, start of the season.
This is one of the first episodes.
1, when everybody was doing their content roundups of the winners and losers of the window, the previews, everyone said it. Have Arsenal done enough in this window?
People were saying 8 out of 10 window. At the same time, 8 out of 10 window.
I don't always like that narrative because, as I said before about Liverpool's situation, Chiesa has been non-existent. So the transfer window isn't the be-all and end-all.
100%.
So Arsenal fans, by and large, right now are using that as a crutch. The window's not been good enough. The window's not been good enough. I'm like, you can get hyped and you can get vexed about it, but the reality is, what are you doing in the training? What methods are you? Because they've had the most yellow cards for time wasting.
Yeah.
They're bagging goals from set pieces more than any other team at the moment. They're not scoring a bag of goals from open play. So what you've done from training has taken you away from what we probably all grew up watching Arsenal be: fluid football, passing, tiki-taka.
But I think when the summer window finished, I think they thought they were going to just add on and carry on, because you got to remember, Calafiori was the wonder kid at the Euros. He's going to come in and add.
But what did Italy do in Euros?
He's an upgrade on Zinchenko. Marino, they spent chasing the whole summer. Was going to be, Arteta, little project, and he's going to be the missing link in the 8, and Partey's going to be phased out. Partey's been arguably the best mid this season.
Yeah.
And
he's been playing it right
Sterling was, don't forget, Sterling at the time was, hey, we fixed Havertz.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. We going to fix Sterling too. And he's going to bring his experience and we're going to revive him. So now all of a sudden this, as you're saying, Arsenal fans criticising their window, it wasn't like that at the time. But the thing is, what I think, the past 12 games, they haven't lost. They haven't lost in the past 12 games. But it's where they've drawn games. You guys have also dropped points and they haven't capitalised on it. And that's what's punished them essentially this year, is the playing style has dropped. Now, retrospectively, they're looking at the window and saying it's not good enough. But then also in moments where you should be capitalising on the teams around you dropping, they're also dropping in the same, because
it was City,
Fulham.
But to what you're saying, you're so right. But that's why we asked the question. I think the Superchats come saying Arsenal on the same points through 20 games as last year. That's great. So you're on the same trajectory. Last year, doing what you did wasn't enough. So in the summer or when you come back for the next year, the whole point is how do we become better? It's not about staying stagnant. When the playing style also changes, fans get worried because it's like, hold on, last season we were getting through it, it was great, it felt good. At the moment, it feels like you're kind of suffering your way to success. And it feels like you're not going to get success because the team in front of you have got a healthy lead above you and you don't capitalize on anything. So you then have to ask the questions, okay, what's going on? I had an Arsenal fan tell me this week that Arteta's their Southgate. And I was like, whoa, it's a bit too early for that.
He's their Brendan Rodgers.
The man that takes you...
He's their Brendan Rodgers.
That takes you to, like, you know...
Bridge.
Yeah, it's the bridge over, but you need someone else to go forward.
That's mad.
I was like,
It's true.
Do you reckon that?
Brendan Rodgers, as soon as they compete afterwards, you guys never competed.
Yeah, we never competed again, so he's probably outlasted that phase.
I think the Southgate thing, don't get me wrong, Southgate, European finals won, but I think that's a brazen... I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
But I've got a mad one for you because I've been saying this for Tottenham under Poch were better than I've ever seen.
Zooming on the thread,
bro. I'm not.
Did I not tell y'all 12 months ago?
It's an uncomfortable
Look
conversation.
where we are now.
They don't want to hear it, bro. But that's the truth. For me, it comes down to their fans have got this complex that City was going to be the be all, and it was we going to capitalise when City fall off. And the fact that City didn't hit the ground running and they've had the struggles, they focus too much on other things instead of their own camp. What are we doing? They're too busy watching what next man are doing instead of actually focusing on their own thing and their own operation. And from when they've done that, they kind of and from as a Liverpool fan,
but does that affect them on the pitch though?
Yeah, because they haven't given Liverpool the respect that Liverpool
the players though.
Liverpool,
I don't think the players do. It's the fans, isn't it?
It's the fans. I'm talking about fans, yeah, of course. But like Liverpool as a team have been there, not only done it, but they've been there in and around City. They've had reasons to drop off, and you could argue some of it is self-inflicted, certain situations with Klopp, whatever. But we've been there. So to completely dismiss Liverpool as if once City drop off, it's just us that are going to be in it, that was naive from Arsenal fans, and I think there's been a level of complacency that their players have then taken into the fact that they've been like, all right, then cool. We just have to tick over. And as long as we stay on the same trajectory like you just mentioned and keep a par, that should be enough. Whereas Liverpool's objective from the start of the season was, how can I extract more out of what I've already got? They was hoping that other players were going to prop them up and they flattered to deceive.
I was going to say, from your perspective, what do Arsenal do now? Because obviously Starboy's injured. The young youth that comes in and is bringing some sort of life to you is now injured. We don't know how long for. You have a situation where you've heavily padded your team to be more defensive. You're not free scoring as you used to be. What do Arsenal do now to either get the momentum back again or just try and move in the direction they want to go to? Because if you look at it right now, it's not, as you said, you're on level where you were last season, but is that going to be enough? I don't know.
For me, when I look at Arsenal, I think a lot of times, you know, people, okay, we can talk about the player quality, we can talk about whatever. One thing for Arsenal is defensively, we know they're very good. Saliba and Gabriel, honestly, their efforts are going to go unseen because these two are sensational. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Locked down nearly every single game. But my thing with Arsenal, and one thing that I've noticed is, even if Arsenal went on to win the league, or if Arsenal are where they are not good enough in transition, bro. Arsenal do not punish teams in transition, barely ever. I remember they got that goal against Liverpool, Saka, this quick ball over the top by Ben White, Saka, punished. I remember Martinelli against Brighton maybe last season, punished.
They did it
Nwaneri, yes, a couple times. Saka versus Davis. Nwaneri, just the other day, a transition moment. I feel like Arsenal, you can score goals. Yeah, their attacking quality might not be peak, but you can score goals and still be a little bit more free if when they get the ball, they're a little bit quicker to go forward. So Odegaard can play outlet passes. So not saying be like Manchester United or be like, but I was watching Chelsea just the other day. Everything on transition, you guys were nearly scoring. But we don't punish. You don't punish, but Man City as well. Like, look at the best teams. Look at when Leicester won the Prem. Look at when Man United have won it. The old Arsenal teams, Man City, Chelsea, even under Jose Mourinho, Conte, they are always very good in transition moments. So when teams come at you, bro, you really dared to come at us. Boom, we're gonna go and kill you. But Arsenal, I feel like they set themselves up too much. So now all of a sudden, they played 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 passes. The opposition have set back up now. And now you have to wait and wait and wait. But Arsenal, they don't really go for it. How many times do we see Salah and we're like, how has Salah managed to be running in this much space? It's because Liverpool might leave Salah up. They might leave Salah up. They play it to him dead.
Liverpool
but Arsenal don't do that.
Play this season.
Arsenal don't do that.
Opposition corners,
we're
you
gonna
counter-attack from there.
So you're more hesitant to really go for it.
But
if you take your chance,
if Arsenal are better, you're leaving so many chances on the table if you're not good at transition.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times that team. And the thing is, when you've got defenders like Saliba and Gabriel, and then you've got someone as athletic and crazy in covering space like Declan Rice.
You don't need 7
guys
guys
can
back.
go forward.
I don't think Declan Rice has been at the level that he was at last season either.
I hear that.
I think that's a problem as well. Like where
I
I
think
said
defensively,
before,
he's still been competitive though.
He's been competitive, but he had more standout. Like from my perspective, when I seen them, the money that they dropped on Declan Rice, don't really have to talk about his price tag because I think he, by and large, is performed to a good level.
Yeah.
But he was meant to be transformative for that team. Virgil van Dijk, when we dropped those P's on Virg, it was right. We need to now go and win shit.
I think you're highlighting something that's so key. Declan Rice, in terms of his profile, is what he is as a player. If you look at what that profile is, when you're talking about transformative, most people think transformative is something that is all-encompassing parts of the game. Whereas what he offers for Arsenal is a specific component which is great for them. But if you, like you said, if you have a core of 2 amazing centre halves and Declan Rice, you don't need 3 other bodyguards. Really, truly.
No team has ever won the league without being good in transition.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. No team has won it. Chelsea's Jose Mourinho team was seen as the most defensive teams to be winning it. Bro, Damien Duff, Robin, Sean Wright Phillips, Joe Cole. And either way, they might just give it long to Drogba. He'll win a header down, boom. But Arsenal are way too slow to go in and punish. And then you start looking at it and you do start saying, oh, Arsenal are playing defensive football. But then it's because now every team are set up, backs against the wall. They're not creating moments where it's a little bit chaotic. But a little bit. Sometimes it has to be that way.
Teams have cottoned on as well. Teams have cottoned on. At the end of the day, like
Jesus will thrive under that football.
You almost feel like they've tried to make it too much of a formula and a science rather than letting that kind of freedom of the game.
You need a lot of quality to consistently, every single week, break down a low block. You need to have KDBs. You need to have Silva. You need to have these type of Salah. You need to have these type of players. So if Arsenal haven't got that, how do you guys make it easier for you to score goals? It's gonna be in transition moments. I've seen Dan James look deadly in transition. Average player like that.
On the Ollie.
No
question for you then. No. So, is it more Arteta's stubbornness to be reactive to what you're saying there in the transition, or is it the players' lack of that killer instinct?
I think it's a culmination of both, and they're both butting their heads at the same time, because when you've had Saka and Saka's able to do stuff, you kind of think we haven't got a problem. We've been saying that Saka probably needs a break for how long? And Arsenal fans would tell you it wasn't because
it's negligent. At this point, it's just negligent.
But the thing is, what Arsenal fans would tell you is that his minutes have been managed this season. Okay, well, that's well and good, but the law of averages tells you that eventually someone's going to get injured. Martinelli on the other side, not really up to it. You start to see that trying to do this pragmatic approach and not having that many players that are energized to do something fresh, it comes back to bite you. Your young player comes in now, everyone's like, oh my gosh, we've got a little something here. He gets injured. So now you're in January thinking, once again, Arteta, are you going to spend the money and make all of your forwards go hold on? Maybe my place is at jeopardy here and bring someone that can do a little bit something different? Or are you just going to rely on what you've been relying on? Because, again, going back to last season, this isn't how Arsenal played. They've deliberately changed how they play, and it's not really suiting or getting the best out of them in this sort of manner. So you've got to tweak something. If they keep going like this, I don't see them pulling up trees for the rest of the season. I see them just kind of stagnating and doing that.
Coasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're not in a position where, don't get me wrong, the league is not a foregone conclusion. There's still cup games to be played.
Yeah.
You need to do something in this window that not only gets your fans, oh my gosh, we're going to try and do something.
Yeah.
But just restore some sort of feeling.
I think, look, January, they've said they've financially got no problems. They're actually pretty good. You should be doing something this January.
Show a bit of ambition.
There's an opportunity there. You're 6 points behind. All right, Liverpool have a game in hand or whatever. But make this a race as much as you can. Do not sit back and just think, you know what, injuries will come back and Saka will come back. And
it doesn't help when the fans are waving the white flag though, bro. You've got fans coming out online at the moment saying, congratulations, Liverpool.
That's where you as a club restore faith. For example, when you lot made Van Dijk that midway signing through the season, you're thinking, you know what?
Champions League there.
Champions League there.
We get to the final.
You see it now. Similar thing. They're still in the Champions League.
Yeah.
But we hear all of this talk about Arsenal fans about Premier League. Why do they never talk about the Champions League?
I actually think their football suits the Champions League more.
Why is that never a discussion? As you said, their football is suited to it. Last year, you look at it, they kind of struggled against Porto. Bayern Munich, I thought they could have got them out of there. Before the game, everybody had them down as favourites. Instead, you let them go through. Bro, the landscape, you look at the European landscape this year. Who really is taking Europe by the storm like that this year? Liverpool's the only team you could say.
But that's a league format right now. While it's a league format, it's suiting us. Once it becomes that, you knock out.
It's anything can happen. But further to your point as well, the difference is because, you know, last time when they had the window, they reinforced in a way that was for where they were at the moment, which was Jorginho, Jesus. Arsenal have to be looking forward. It's not about where we are at the moment. It's like where we want to be. How do you sign stuff? That's what I'm saying.
How do you look down, look at now?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, no, but what I'm saying is in the sense that when they got Jorginho thing, it was kind of like patch up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you need to sign to where you're going. You want to go, you want to be winning leagues, make a sign that people go, raw.
Yeah.
Like how you were talking about they should slap how much everyone Isak and stuff like that. Bro. Make signings that make people go, shit, these guys are the building. Yeah, they're not playing around, and I think that makes a difference, man. But we'll see how they go, man. I think for them it's a bit peak at the moment. That draw is not a draw. Did you think it was a penalty?
It's not peak because Liverpool dropped points now, so it's just a wake.
No, but it's one of those things where it's like you stub your toe. It's like for flip's sake.
I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought that was one of the weirdest decisions I've ever seen. Two players going for the ball, head to head. I mean, what? Now we're not allowing players to go for the ball?
What do you think? You think it's a pen?
I don't think it's a pen. I just found it funny because, like, Saliba just... I love Saliba. Like, Saliba always gets caught in these... Guy was there looking like Aaron Pear doing the Mufasa thing, but bro, headed the ball away,
but to be fair, he got a little touch.
No, but it was
got a little flick on the top of his head in the replay they showed. But I'm like...
It was timid.
What does Saliba have to do to not give away the penalty there? Only get the ball is the only option. So if you touch the man in any capacity, it's a penalty.
It's
so
a work
basically
pen.
saying now, no physical contact is allowed in the penalty spot whatsoever. And I know in commentary they were trying to say, oh, well, if this happened outside of the box, use your fucking brains, bruv. Like, where is the common sense nowadays?
It's a work pen. It is a work pen.
I feel like
nonsense.
I said Salah wouldn't have got that as a pen. Like, Salah doesn't. There's a lot of fouls that I see Salah should be getting. He doesn't get. I think that would have been.
Oh God, here we go.
No, I think that would have been.
Liverpool and Arsenal fans are so similar.
Honest, I swear to God, no, we wouldn't have got a pen for that. We wouldn't have got a pen for that.
What do you mean you wouldn't have got a pen for that? You would have. I've seen some dodgy pens at Liverpool, bro. What are you talking about? Nah, honestly, but when you look at it, I think it's weird because I look at the Spurs one with Anthony Gordon. I think that was a pen. If you're gonna give Saliba, Kulusevski's past his nose.
I mean, come on, that's another one. They're coming together.
Yeah, but so you either give both or you give none.
God,
that's what I'm saying.
Give none.
Yeah,
that's
fair. That's fair.
Keep it consistent. Players come together, they hit together. It's fine.
That was a bit clumsy from Kulu. Where were you running?
What was Dan Burn doing?
He's got soul.
Should he not have been sent off? What's Joe Linton doing all game?
What are you talking about? That's your boy. My player.
I seen that.
Real man.
I seen that.
Ain't you wearing a Newcastle kit right now?
Looking like show that I'm European, them, bro.
It's like, you trying to be like, it's like, innit?
Is it a foul though?
You ain't him, bro.
Is it a foul?
Not for me. I think both I don't give it.
No, the coming together, the head
João Pedro Saliba.
Is it a foul?
I don't think it's a foul, but I think it's one of them ones where the letter of the law thing just goes too far. Because it's like it's followed through and whatnot. They've gone letter of the law. I don't think it's an actual foul. But let's go into the super chats quickly. We've got one that says, "Whoa, Alyssa dropped 50 squid on the man there. Big up,
come on."
We popping champs.
Appreciate you. Arsenal haven't changed how they play. Was exactly the same last season. Handbrake was removed from Feb. Arteta's very conscious of managing energy levels. We have a smaller squad than our competition. We need some additions and players to return.
Whatever Alyssa says is right. I agree. That's spot on. No, to be fair though, that is right though. When I peep it. That is actually right. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it was after February. Was it? They started going on some mad form.
When he come back from Dubai. Yeah, when he come back from Dubai last year.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would have taken that.
Yeah, doing all that mad thing.
We remember. That's going to look mad on camera, bro.
Right.
He didn't get me on camera. He didn't get me.
So lucky.
Well done, Hass.
Sebastian says, what if Trump was testing LFC fans and they lost?
Boy, you know what I'm saying? Yo, we still don't know what this means.
Yeah, it's true.
Who you chatting to? Yappy Scousers.
Aaron Paul says, stay humble throughout. How many games have you lost from winning positions?
Don't worry, face front. Don't look at me, innit?
Femi says, there's no point debating with Cams. His hate will never change. Shameless Salah could drop 20 stepovers at B-man of the match and he'd still hate.
Hey, Salah, do it then. My challenge to you is
Dare you?
There you do it.
21 though.
There you do it.
Glorious MCFC 10 says, KDB is the GOAT this era. Salah is second.
I agree. KDB is the GOAT of this era.
Okay.
I'll save this one from the day. I'll come back to one when we're talking about City. But let's discuss Chelsea, man. Boy,
let's discuss.
I went to the game. You know, South London.
Mimosa Maze.
Nah, and I was in the trenches, bro.
Trench.
Bro, I'm in South, man. I'm home. On the trenches, you know. Boy,
because it was our Palace, isn't it?
You see when I said buckle up.
Boy,
The road.
I need to catch up. I need to frame this. Was you in a title race 3 weeks ago?
We talked us out.
Hey, ever since Maze told him buckle up, Chelsea said, yeah, we're going to give you a bumpy ride, don't worry.
Hey, you know in the boxing fight, yeah, when it's like,
that's what you meant.
The coach is telling you, like, listen, on judges' cards, like, you can't win, you got to go for the knockout. You're there in the 12th round, you're just like, you can't let the hands go, boy. It's looking dark. We've gone from winning, I think it was 6 or 7 games on the bounce to not having a win in the last 4 games now. You've got
we had a favourable fixture list
as well.
Favourable fixtures coming into the new year. Of course, the whole Maresca January thing was the thing that was mentioned. I think my biggest issue with Chelsea at the moment, and something I mentioned at the beginning of the year, was we will see in tough moments how young players like rise to the occasion and everything. We don't put chances away. We do not put chances away anymore. That confidence that was there seems to have gone. Like Nico Jackson, for example, in this game against Palace. If it was 3 games ago, he walks away with a hat-trick. We're having happy captions on Insta and whatnot. Couldn't hit a barn door. And you start to think to yourself, okay, at what point are you going to do enough to make this rot stop? Literally, I was sat there at Palace and I was thinking to myself, we're going to concede. We're going to concede before the game's up. I knew it. As they missed the chance, I said they're going to get another chance.
Is Maresca's system starting to get figured out a little bit? Because that's 4 teams now I'm looking at it. Palace, Ipswich, Fulham, Everton. All low block sides. All come and break us down sides. And all of them you've pretty much struggled against.
So my issue is we are still creating chances. We're still creating decent chances. The issue I have is there's parts of the game where we lack control and it's really, really weird. Caicedo's doing what he does, Enzo's doing what he does, and then moments where the concentration lapses, 2 or 3 quality chances go by and you think you should concede from that. I think what he has to do is, one, it's clear that he doesn't trust his bench or players, because I saw Guy, Europa League champion, coming on for Jackson instead of Nkunku and whatnot. So that's clear it's happening. If you're going to bring in players to up the level, bring in players. But last week we spoke about Pedro.
Okay, go on, Karen.
Last week we spoke about Pedro. We spent 60 million.
What's he been doing now?
If that whole game was nothing, get him off the pitch earlier. Bring Noni on. It's he has to do stuff, but at the same time, you're looking at the players now, and it's like, it's all good playing well when things are going right. Teams that are champions or teams that go on to do good stuff, they manage to get results done when things are not going great.
But did you let them off the hook a little bit though by, oh no, we're not in a title race. We don't want it.
That whole thing was game. Listen, football's about momentum.
Yeah,
football's about momentum. We've seen in the last 4, 5, 6 years, the teams that are going to win the league will not drop points. Teams, because you guys did it as well. Yeah. 15-game win streaks. We're cashing in everything. Everywhere we go, we're cashing in 3 points.
This season doesn't require that.
This season doesn't, but every other season it's a non-negotiable.
Listen, this season hasn't, but they've lost how many games?
One.
And when they lost it, what did they do? They got right back on the bicycle and kept going again.
Winning.
You have to keep it up. You can't go in a place where every time Liverpool, Arsenal have a patch of 3 games where they don't win, we're like, damn, that's it, you've cost it. We can't have that. We had that already, and now you're doing it again. At what point do you stop the rut and keep moving? Palace is one of them games where you're supposed to put everything down and you get back in a win streak. You don't.
But the thing is though, when you're everyone coming out of the club, because it's not only fans, you gotta remember, it wasn't only fans. Everyone keeps saying fans have spoken. No, hold on. Everyone's saying fans have spoken them out of the title race. But Noni, said we're not in a title race.
Palmer
said we're not in a title race. Maresca said we're not in a title race. So for me, that just sounds. Now listen, I'm not saying that you should say we're going to win the league, but it could be we're taking it one game at a time. Because the reason is because that for me, if that's seeping into the play, I think Enzo even said the manager says we're not in a title race, we're not in a title race. So for me, that just means if you drop points, the next week you're just gonna, yeah, we weren't in a title race anyway. We're not meant to be here. That's not a great mentality.
That top four
that's
is
not meant
looking
to be
scary.
great. That's not
I'd
great
rather
mentality.
This one I want to talk. So
I'd rather have the mentality where
they've been caught up.
we're gonna at least attack the title, whether we get there or not.
Exactly.
It's yet to be seen.
Like what we did. It's acceptance to me not being good enough. I don't think that's
if you accept that you're not going to be good enough, all of a sudden now you're getting dragged into where Newcastle are, Forest are in a new position that they've never seen before.
And this way it gets
City
interesting
are
because
still 2 points behind.
With the point you say, we always say that,
and they will do 10 games.
Your manager sets the precedent of what's going on, and he utilizes the tools that he has at his expense. We always say it, right? And your players are a reflection of the identity of your manager. Same thing for me is the mentality as well. We talk about Ange every week. We talk about everything else. I think it's very bizarre to do that, but I think it's even weird where you go, we are. No one expected us to be where we are at the moment. That's defeatist mentality. Whether you like it or not, that's defeatist mentality. Because at the end of the day, as you're mentioning, Newcastle are brewing something. Manchester City are kind of like, you know what? These wounds ain't too deep. You put a little plaster here, get a new signing, we can move forward. Now you're looking behind you. Before, all I was saying was, can we have slipstream and stay in amongst it? Just keep going forward. Now you're doing this. You're like, oh, snap.
You're checking your rears.
You're checking your rears, bro.
And the thing is, when you're... listen, you know what it's like? You know when you're checking your rears, I moved out the lane a little bit there. You start swerving, exactly. If you've got manual, the clutch control's a bit... And that's where it gets spooky. So now, Chelsea, it's imperative that all of this sort of like... No, you have to start smoking teams. You have to start getting that feeling back. Europa League was already.
Is that something you tweak tactically or something similar?
I think it's both. It's both. Let me speak to the tactical bit first and foremost. Remember, I did a TalkSport thing with Mark Albright, and he was saying last year at Leicester was exactly the same thing. It took him too long to find an alternative fix to move forward. It's like we were stuck in the gears. We ain't got time for that, big bro. This is the Premier League. There's big dogs out here. This isn't Ipswich and them, man. They're a man that want to take over the position we're in. You fix it. Boy,
all I'm saying is don't finish in the same position Pochettino did, because the way your fans were out here demanding apologies, and now you lot are out here questioning Maresca 4 games later. You see what I'm saying? 4 games later, they're questioning. Hold on. 4 games later, they're questioning. 4 games later, I'm seeing them now onto Nico Jackson. You're onto your midfield. You're onto your team. You're saying we need different players here. The Sassy's the reason for this.
No for Fowler.
All of a sudden, now the players are the issue. The managers are the issue. Do not let yourselves finish in the same position you did Poch, because I swear I'm going to be onto you guys. And all of the fans that were talking about, demanding apologies. What apology? What have Chelsea done that you deserve an apology?
Who's demanding an apology for?
All your fans were saying it. Make your apology. Allow your disrespect. Going on, getting at to Carragher, getting on to Gary Neville, getting on to everyone. Oh, you guys, after saying how we spent $1 billion, but now look, Clear Lake have a plan. Now you guys are saying we need to dip in the market. We need to do this. We need to do that. Listen. Pointless signings like João Felix. That was clearly just a Clear Lake prop signing. I've watched everything. I watch everything. I'm the all-seeing eye. I promise you guys, do not finish in the same position as Poch. You're in trouble, bro. You as well. You.
No, unreal. Chelsea need to just like get the ball rolling again, because it's so easy. Like I said, 6 wins to no winning in 4. Boy, spooky.
You reckon anything will come in Jan for you guys?
Probably. They got Till.
Knowing what we're like, probably. I think the key thing is trying to get people out the door. I think we need. It's so mad because I was saying that our forwards look like they're swashbuckling, and it's like there's not enough bite there. There's a lot of foreplay with our forwards. There's a lot of foreplay. There's not enough bite.
Osimhen's still out there. He's got a clause with
call Uncle Mikel.
So was Mikel right?
Boy,
you said you need a forward. You said
Africa's
Mikel said Chelsea need a proper striker. They killed him. They forced him into apology. Here they are saying they need a striker. It was the accent, innit? If he was Englishman, he would have got away with it, right?
But he was still good at English accent.
Yeah, but it's some twang to it.
You know, Osimhen.
No, unreal though. Like, stuff needs to happen because it's just
more signings.
Not more signings.
More
It's not for me.
We're actually co-signing this.
No, for me.
More
No,
signings.
I'm saying
Chelsea need more signings.
No.
This is unbelievable.
I'm not saying
That's how they fix things, though.
This is unbelievable. You don't have internal solutions.
I'm talking about tactical tweaks now.
Okay, tactical.
I'm
fair
talking
enough.
about.
I don't want to hear about January signings.
I'm saying we've got to tweak what we're doing right now because, like you said, the low block thing, it's becoming an issue. Leicester, it took you too long to kick. I think it was probably about deep February when they actually found form again. What are you willing to do when it's not Cole Palmer and Bus is not working? What are you willing to do when Sancho gives you a performance like that, but there's nothing else on the other flank? Like, what are you willing to do essentially? So, but yeah, big up Joshua Chimpong though. That was a good,
very good
performance.
Good
performance.
That.
Really good on the ball. I was like, I felt sorry for him at one point.
He signed a new deal now as well.
Yeah, he signed a new deal. After all that BS, I'm glad for him. At one point, this is why I laugh. At one point, 6'4" centre half. We get a set piece to go up. He looks. He goes, "Can I go up?" They tell him, "No, stay." He looks confused. He's like, "Wait,
what?
Why am I?"
He's like, "Yeah, and youth academy, I'm the tallest guy here."
But you see what I mean? Like,
Enzo, come sit back.
but you see what I mean? But what did Chelsea do? We spam crosses all day, and there's no one of height to actually.
Yeah, you lot ain't good at set pieces, innit?
We ain't good at set pieces, and we're tiny. This is the smallest Chelsea squad I've ever seen. A real lack of physical presence. So, but listen, we'll see what happens from that, man. Let's discuss Spurs, but I want to with a little focus to the future because I mean, there's not much. What else are you gonna say?
Let's look at the game.
Liverpool
game.
Ange's great.
Exciting game for the neutrals. Yeah, we couldn't get it out. Listen, go watch last week's episode. Same thing I said it would be this week. There's always something that just kind of allows us to not win. And the worst thing was that game. I thought second half we should have walked away with something.
Yeah.
Can I say something though?
We had
Bergvall moved me.
Of course, Bergvall's a player. He's a serious talent. Listen, I think obviously there's going to be
sloppy for the mistake, the goal.
But unlucky with the handball. Do you know what I mean? And that's a clear handball. But at the same time, when they say his hand is in a natural position, I understand that as well. So as you move on, and the thing is, you still got plenty of the game to go, so you can't be using that as an excuse. But good player, young talent. I think he's got a lot of stocks from me.
Let's address it though, man. That picture behind you.
Yeah,
Let's
crunch time.
Let's talk about it.
It's crunch time. You know.
Let's talk about it.
Boss man.
Let's talk about it.
Wednesday night. I need you to do me that favour one more time, brother. You did it for me against Manchester, both City and United. I'll ask you that favour one more time, brother. You said to me, in our second season, we win trophies. I witnessed today a 14th place Man United get something out of the game against Liverpool. This is a challenge to you, Mr. Postecoglou. Can you get something out of that game on Wednesday? I will be in attendance. And you will be hearing from me if we don't. This is the moment, lads.
You guys are waiting for this.
Semi-final at home, first game as well. We have an opportunity here to set a little bit of a tone. And listen, we ain't in a position to. You can say third choice goalkeeper, centre backs missing. I don't want to hear any excuses. This is cup time.
You've got to go.
This is crunch time now. I need all 24 man in that dressing room. Ask yourselves. Look at your wives. Look at your kids in the face. What do you want to show them at the end of the season when they do that lap of honour at the stadium? Do you want to do it with a medal around your neck? If you do, turn up on Wednesday. Let me see it in your play, in your mind, in your hearts. I want to see it all, lads. Leave no fucking stone unturned.
I love the Robbie. Do you believe?
Do you believe? Do you believe, Tottenham?
Better hope it don't come back.
Fair play. Like
I need it.
Use a starving. I
smell the desperation.
Was he resting Son?
I think it was him and Madders were both getting rested for the cup game, if I'm honest. And listen, you take them gambles, it don't work.
He's a threadbare at the moment, though. And at the end of the day, I think he's an intelligent enough man to know he's made a big statement. The league's not looking good, and so you can talk about trying to get into Europe and push, but ultimately the focus is trying to lift some sort of silverware for you this season. And I can't begrudge Spurs and Spurs fans wanting that at this particular moment in time. I think obviously we're the holders. We've still got
love the Carabao.
Yeah, we've got to have that little bit of chest and believe in our quality. And I think the team that we've seen go out here this evening will not be the same team. I think there'll be quite a few wholesale changes. There'll be opportunities. I still think we'll go quite strong because it's the FA Cup on the weekend, and I think that's when. Be back. Yeah, so hopefully Szoboszlai's back. I think the FA Cup is when we'll probably play more of our reserve type squad against Accrington Stanley. So I still think there'll be a strong Liverpool squad going away on the road, but I'm not 100% sure. And again, I don't want to sound like a bit of a bellend for saying it, but like, we could do without winning this game because why? Because I think for Liverpool's season at this moment in time, from the majority of Liverpool fans that I come across and speak to, they are desperate to secure the Premier League before anything else. That is it. And obviously after a bit of a dodgy result, it'll be right, let's get back on horse. I think you want to get that stench off. We want to get a win. Look, but it's not win by any means.
We gave you the 3 points the other week.
You did.
You know what I mean?
These guys, shameless.
We can do a little.
You talk to me after the We ran a little deal like this with City last year. You know what I mean? Big game. They helped us.
But I've already said,
Carabao Cup this year, they helped us.
I'll be shameless. I've already said that I wouldn't mind watching a Spurs Arsenal.
What's going on?
I know it's mad, but I wouldn't mind.
Get this on my airways.
I wouldn't mind. I back our boys. But hey, there's no shame going out in the semi-final to a better team if he's turn up.
So what I would say though is, before we get into the match preview, like we always talk about football being about momentum. Of course, it's 2 legs, and Carabao is weird because like the second legs play like in a month's time. Like if you guys were to bounce them, at least you've got that in the bank and you can just wait. Like for you guys though, I feel like if you guys were to lose this first leg,
going to
I think it could be. I'm not talking about second leg. I think it's just very detrimental to Ange. I think the plug could be pulled then. Is that bro? We've seen Jose Mourinho get cup final.
This is crunch time for Ange.
This might be his biggest game. This might be his biggest game.
Month or so, we've seen the results not going the way, performances haven't been that way. He's under pressure right now, and I think the one thing that his job is almost hanging on is the cups. Let's be honest, both the FA Cup, Europa, and the Carabao. This first leg now, you lose this FA Cup in a few weeks. I assume we'll get through that, but I don't know how much they'll back him in January, because they'll be thinking, if you get us eliminated out of 1 cup, 2 cups, why are we going to splurge this extra money when we could get a new manager in who's going to tell us, we don't want this guy, we don't want this guy. So that for me is almost like why I'm like, bro, even our entire January depends on this game on Wednesday, because we win this, now you're looking at it, second leg, we might be able to do a job. Let's get a few pieces in place. I know we've signed a new young keeper potentially, but let's at least get something in place so for the second leg we're ready. And hopefully we should get a few more players back from injuries of Van der Ven, Romero. Vicario, I saw dropped a video today of him walking around. I was like, brother, please come back.
Man heard new goalkeeper sign and he said, walk again.
Please come back, brother, because honestly, this game is huge, not only for like obviously the club, but for Ange himself and his job as well.
How do you both see it unfolding?
Do you know, I think the Spurs compliment, we were saying before, the whole situation with Man U, and you think you can go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, and I think we just stink it out sometimes when we come up against Man U. I think the opposite can be said against Spurs. When Spurs try to play their free-flow and open football, I think that really plays into Liverpool's hands, and we seen that the other week when we was able to beat them. I think they put up a bit of a valiant effort, but ultimately when Liverpool really put the foot down and have that little bit of quality,
I think
we've got your number almost.
Fully, and I think that's the problem with Spurs, like the way we want to play, or the way Ange wants to play, you can only do that if you have a quality lineup and every player kind of understands the mission. At the moment, we're a bit of a mishmash squad. Like on the weekend, we almost had 4 players out with a flu just the day before the game. Do you know what I mean? So he's kind of papering over the cracks and trying to do. So you almost hope that doesn't come back to bite us. Listen, we're backs against the wall. Our form is not great. Our squad is not great at the moment. Morale, I can't imagine in that camp is that great at the moment. So for me, I'm looking for a miracle here. I'll be real with you. I'm looking for a miracle and I'm praying for one. We can deliver something on this day. You will leave a lot of Spurs fans happy. But listen, we just played Newcastle at home. So I don't know how much home really makes a difference. But as I said, I'm praying on a miracle.
There was some news that came out. Well, I'm looking at it now. Apparently there was infighting in the camp in between Liverpool. Trent and Darwin had to be separated from Van Dijk. Players taking sides, nearly coming to blows. Stewards outside the dressing room heard items being thrown and a lot of shouting. in the home dressing room.
I can't lie to you. Throughout the game,
Van Dijk was pissed.
Throughout the game, Van Dijk.
I'm trying to verify if that's true. I'm trying to let me go on them Anfield.
Let's get some community notes on that one, please.
Paul Joyce.
Community notes.
Paul Joyce is the guy in it.
Yeah, Paul Joyce.
Look for Paul Joyce. He's not verified.
Do you know what though? In just bringing it back to that, Trent Verge was vexed, like fully pissed with some of the displays that he was seeing, maybe some of the body language, the application from Trent as well, and I think he wanted someone to step up. He's screaming as a leader, yo, step up, switch the fuck on, and I could believe it. But at the same time, I don't want to see shit like that happening right now. As you was mentioning before, it is a pivotal time in Liverpool season. We can't afford to be derailed. We've just got to get back on the horse. Spurs, that might not be good for you, man. Because
I mean, for us, it might be good. But I do think sometimes as well, when you do have big clashes like that, it can bring a dressing room together. 100%. I think sometimes people always think when you have them kind of explosive fights and it's all, the dressing room's falling apart. Nah, sometimes a good scrap can bring shit together, trust me.
Clear the air, because if you look at our, Liverpool footage and you see them in the training area, we've been very, very happy for a long time because it's been smooth sailing.
I've got a different take.
Real men settle their differences.
To be honest, there's not much.
It might be fake.
Real men settle their differences.
Fake news.
Fake news. It might be
fake news.
What I would say though is, like, from history tells you that with Liverpool, before we go back to the predictions of the game, Liverpool, remember when it was the whole Salah Mane thing and it's like, okay, cool, Mane, off you go, pop, we can still move forward. January, Virgil unhappy, Trent contract, Salah, one of you, off you pop, we move on. Listen, I've seen it happen before. I've seen Liverpool say, listen.
Not this season.
I've seen Liverpool say, listen, thanks guys, I know we couldn't work it out, one of you can go off, we'll make it work. I've seen it happen before. I've seen where the things happen.
If you're not letting me buy anybody to bring them in,
then no one's leaving the door.
Nobody's leaving the door. That's my one concession. Nobody can leave on my watch.
Right, so what are you going with? Spurs win?
Inshallah.
I hope so.
By the grace of Allah, 2-1 winners. Not a big margin. So there's a list.
What are you telling me?
I think it's probably going to be close, but I think
it's going to be goals for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be goals. I think it's going to be 3-2. 3-2 Liverpool.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Boy, that sounds like a tasty
Taking
game.
advantage back to Anfield.
Who's the other leg in that?
Arsenal and Newcastle.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Mad.
It's going to be, that's
I don't want to face Newcastle in the final, man. Not again.
Should we do champs and duds?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I've got 2 champs this week. First one is Senor Bellingham.
Jude.
Mark
Bellingham. What a player. What a player.
Second one is Newcastle, man. Newcastle.
Talk about the Jude one though.
Oh, Jude obviously missed the penalty. Jude. Missed the penalty. Got the assist for Modric. It was then scored at the end against Valencia. Then Valencia magically hit the post.
Career is a script. I'm telling you, it's a Hollywood script.
Yeah, there was something about him wearing that orange kit, Dragon Ball Z-esque Super Saiyan performance.
He is like the goal remake.
No, 100%. 100%. I've never seen a footballer whose career you watch and you're just thinking, this is a film.
This is a movie.
I'm an NPC, a part of his film.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. The City fans are piping up and saying we didn't speak on them. Savi had a really good performance.
He was quality. I think he deserves his done position.
Oh, yes.
He's going to actually be my champ. Yeah. He's going to be my champ this week.
Apologies, City fans. Apologies.
It's been a long episode.
Yeah, but City, they're waking up a little bit,
We'll see.
Haaland getting a little two-piece.
West Ham had their chances as well, but I think City are in a phase where they just need to get results.
Yeah.
Back-to-back wins. Back-to-back wins. Haaland getting a couple of goals in a couple of games now. Savinho showing some life as well. Foden scoring. KDB as well, assisting. You know what I mean? Coming in clutch.
Sometimes you just have to get how you can get it, man. Like, like that.
Get it how you live, baby.
This is it. So no, big up City for that. Savio is a good shout for
champ for sure.
My other champ was Newcastle. I think Eddie Howe's resurgence of Liverpool, the form they've been on.
But they're on like 6 wins in a row,
something like that. Isak's form is great to see.
He's the one.
But it's just everything they're doing. Like, they've got Jacob Murphy right wing playing very well, very well, and it's not being spoken about.
Very underrated. I can't lie to you.
Very underrated.
He's been doing this for like 18 months as well, bro. But he ain't got the brand name, Jacob Murphy.
Tonali, you speak about Gravenberch moving his position. The Tonali becoming a 6 for them has, really changed them.
That midfield is it's a problem.
It's mad. It's
a shield.
Bro. Yeah, it's literally the shield, bro.
Shield.
Then Botman's just come back from injury for them, which is a big one for them. He did well, considering it's his first game back. They've got lots of stuff that they're piecing together, and you think, okay, a few months ago we weren't saying this about you guys, so I'll give them one.
It's because of their summer window.
If you go one, Errol.
I'm gonna go for Gakpo. Right. No, do you know what? No, only because I've got to. No, do you know why? Because we was flat. We needed the reaction, and when he's become that type of player for us so far this season, and he steps up with big moments, and again, it was just a quality finish. So I have to champion that as a Liverpool fan. I need players to step up in big games, and he did that today. So big up, man.
First, I gotta go. You know, I'm going to go in Mbeumo and Wissa. You know what I mean? Again, consistently still doing it. Brentford won 5-0, so we got to give them massive credit. But Mbeumo, Wissa, them man, just every single week, one of them are scoring, one of them are assisting, one of them are contributing. I think Mbeumo 17 goals and assists in 20-something games this season.
One goal away from Tony's tally.
No, he's
in the
equally
Premier
it,
League.
and Wissa's 1 goal away. So that,
from what?
And Mbeumo's on 36
I
goals.
think 36 is the highest tally for
and
Brentford.
then 35 is Wissa. It might be the other way around.
Oh, but listen, that's a great duo, man, right there, man. Every single week they cause people trouble as well. Like, they play well as well. It's not like they actually are constant threats, you know what I'm trying to say? So, I got to give it to them.
I like the fact that Thomas Frank hasn't gone to, like, replace a player with, you know, like one player.
Yeah.
No, he said, no, let me switch it.
He tried to.
You can try, but hey.
No, Mama was injured. If it wasn't for the injury, my man that they bought.
Sade?
Or they bought I can't remember who it was, but they bought
the Brazilian guy. Yeah,
he got injured.
To be fair, he was never going to get a fair crack, man. Duds, Vinicius Junior.
Should it have been a red?
That shouldn't have been a red.
The reaction.
Yeah, you shouldn't have reacted to that.
Yeah. Bro, come on, man. Had Rudiger not stopped him there, he would have gone full crash out mode. And I'm like, is it really worth it? Just because a keeper says something to you, all of a sudden, everybody that chirps at you, you've got to all of a sudden
go. It's the history of Valencia, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
come on, bro. You can tell he's rattled. He was doing up donation collections just a month ago for them.
Yeah, I know.
Like, come on, bro. It's I don't know, man. I thought it was a bit excessive. I was just like, come on, bro. Ballon d'Or.
So your dad's
Ballon d'Or like behaviour.
Look at this guy's a neat, bro. This guy's a neat.
Who's your dad for? You got one?
This guy's not serious, bro. This is what Ballon d'Or has become. This is you man's era, bro. I'm not involved in this era. Now Ballon d'Or is about how you're off the pitch and model, bro.
I'm crying.
You know what I mean? Whatever, mate.
I'm crying.
My Ballon d'Or with
decorum. You know what I mean?
Flipping wrong-uns. Let me tell you that. But anyway, we move on.
Who's your dad for?
I ain't really got one this week, to be fair.
I've got 2 duds. Your boy, Leeds goalkeeper. Messi, I don't know pronounce it.
Messi, my boy.
You propped him up one time. Old.
Look at this.
You did. Nasty. You propped him up once. Yeah, so there's one time you propped.
You guys talk about him once in 2021. So he's your boy. Mate, what? Say no more. I'm coming back next week. Clips. Say no more. We'll continue.
But he's been like Leeds fans have said that he's been in fault for like 19 of their goals.
I saw it. I saw the video.
But my other one is James Justin. James Justin apparently has been at fault for 18 of Leicester's goals this season, and they made a comp of every single goal.
That's crazy.
He's out fault for. And I said, this is mad. No. Some of them are a bit harsh as well. And it didn't include the goals from this weekend as well. But I said, this is crazy.
Can I replace my dud for a champion that I forgot and I overlooked?
You can do both.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe Allen.
Yeah. Real gang shit. Real gang shit.
So he must have been subbed on
89th minute,
84th minute or something mad like that, and the away fans are saying, Joe Allen, we thought you was dead. Joe Allen. So they're chatting that.
You know what my man done?
The winner.
And then the fans
you thought he was dead.
Yeah, you thought
he was dead. I swear. You've got to get
real men.
So who's your dad?
Arsenal for not stepping up this weekend and closing with that.
Yo, he's locked in.
Send for me. Yo, you know where I am. You know where
you're coming back next week. I like this debut, man. I like this debut, bro. Yeah.
Oh, man. Before we sign off, let me go through the rest of these super chats. We've got a few in here. Nader says City aren't back, but players are coming back. A DM in Jan, we can make a push for top 3. Usually we're better second half of the season. Savio, proper Brazilian player.
Yeah, of course they can make a top 3. They're only 2 points off top 3. Are they not?
Just 2 points off top 4, I think.
Where are you guys? 3rd?
4th.
So who's... Forest.
Forest doing bits.
Yeah. Do you reckon that they finish top 4?
City? Yeah.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, I got it back. Pep not in the top 4 would be funny as hell, but I think you City in the Europa League. Come on, this is like... This is.
Do you remember midfield too? No, you don't.
No. I think City will make top 4. Yeah. I don't think. I'm sorry, Forrest. I just don't think you're still gonna make it. Maybe I'm being mad, but I don't think you'll make it.
I hear it. LL Cool J says Cams is a little worrying. How much you gonna hate on the GOAT? Give that man his flowers without adding digs. If you're paid for United, you call him the GOAT.
No, I wouldn't. 'Cause I don't even call Man United player. I don't even think the Man United player is the GOAT. And we've had Ronaldo, we've had Rooney. Man. You know what I mean? I say Henry's the GOAT.
In a number 7, you Manchester.
Listen, I've seen this stuff, but the stuff that I've seen, we lift trophies too. You know what I mean? I've seen greatness in my club and we win trophies, but I haven't said that they GOAT.
Yeah.
Is Salah above Rooney?
This isn't a super chat.
Let me not even start, bro.
This isn't a super chat.
The good smoke.
It's not a super chat, but there is a chance that Fifth could get UCL as well, so that's interesting. David says, yes, we should get onto Carragher, the likes of Cam's flip-flop mercenary. How are you analysing football in the moment?
What should we analyse it?
Retrospective.
It's a weekly show, mate.
You gotta do it in advance.
It's a weekly show.
Nadir says KDB disrespect. He is your father, LFC fans. He didn't drop 4 goals against Wolves in the title run.
Come on.
In Villa last day 2 to be named with a man that went to Turkey.
That's a bit harsh. Salah is a great guy. Let's not. You know what I mean? Great guy.
Shanodin Sharaf says, let's not forget that this is Marasca phase 1. Buckle up indeed.
That didn't send no tremble. That didn't send nothing down my spine.
Friend, that didn't. He also says amazing debut for Josh. Did his thing at CB.
Yeah, agree.
I think actually got one more here which says Aaron Paul K. Next up is City Ground. Chris Wood rise. They don't want Wood to rise.
Wait for who? Who's City Ground?
They don't want
Liverpool.
They don't want Wood.
You got tough 3 away games.
Liverpool don't want Wood to rise, bro.
Oh, that's crazy. That's guys.
Sign off the show, man.
Bro.
Hey, listen, like, share, subscribe. Errol, love for coming on the show.
Hey, big up, great debut,
man. Great debut, man.
Incredible.
Listen,
I made him drive all the way to London to not get 3 points. Yo, you hit the motorway, man. Get the hell out of here, bro. Hit the motorway, bro. Hit the motorway.
I said, put the fuel in the tank, bro. And listen, like,
deliver me this Wednesday, or it will be your head.
Whoa.
What?
Hey, we're out.